Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Nidai Gora Pramanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudidhrayet Nasta Prayesu Habadresu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistakim. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very meant of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service unto the pure devotees of the Lord, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 30, Text 26. Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Pisangam Mala Vasase, Pisangam Mala Vasase, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Namo Yungsmahi Saksine, Namo Yungsmahi Saksine, Namo Kamala Kinjalka, Pisangamala Vasase, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Namo Yungsmahi Saksine, Namo Kamala Kinjalka, Pisangamala Vasase, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Nama Yungsmahi Saksine,
Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Vishangamala Vasase, Vishangamala Vasase, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine, Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine. Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Nama Kamala Kinjalka, Vishangamala Vasase, Vishangamala Vasase, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Sarvabhuta Nivasaya, Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine, Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine.
Nama Kamala Kinjalka,
Nama Kamala Kinjalka,
Vishangamala Vasase,
Vishangamala Vasase,
Sarvabhuta Nivasaya,
Sarvabhuta Nivasaya,
Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine,
Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine.
Nama Kamala Kinjalka,
Nama Kamala Kinjalka,
Vishangamala Vasase,
Vishangamala Vasase,
Sarvabhuta Nivasaya,
Sarvabhuta Nivasaya,
Nama Yungsmahi Sakshine,
Namo Yungsmahi Sakshine.
Namaha,
Namaha,
obeisances.
obeisances.
Kamala Kinjalka,
Kamala Kinjalka,
like the saffron in a lotus flower. Pisanga,
Pisanga,
yellowish.
yellowish.
Amala,
Amala,
spotless.
spotless.
Vasase,
Vasase,
unto him whose garment.
unto him whose garment.
Sarvabhuta,
Sarvabhuta,
of all living entities.
all living entities.
Nivasaya,
Nivasaya,
the shelter.
shelter.
Nama,
Nama,
obeisances.
obeisances.
Ayungsmahi,
Ayungsmahi,
let us offer.
let us offer.
Saksine,
Sakshine,
unto the Supreme Witness.
unto the Supreme.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: Dear Lord, the garment you have put on is a yellowish in color, like the saffron of a lotus flower, but is not made of anything material. Since you live in everyone's heart, You are the direct witness of all the activities of all living entities. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you again and again. Purport. In this verse, the dress of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and His all-pervasive nature are described. The Lord puts on a dress that is yellow, but such a garment is never to be considered material. The garments of the Lord are also the Lord. They are non-different from the Lord because they are spiritual in nature. The word Sarva Bhuta Nivasaya further clarifies how Lord Vishnu lives in everyone's heart and acts as a direct witness of all the activities of the conditioned soul. Within this material world, the conditioned soul has desires and acts in accordance with this desire. All these acts are observed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, text 15. Sarvasya chaham ridi sannivisto mata smartir jnanam apohanam cha. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. The Lord is present in everyone's heart, and He gives the living entity intelligence. According to the desires of the living entity, the Lord makes him remember or forget. If the living entity is demoniac and wants to forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord gives him the intelligence to be able to forget the Supreme Lord forever. Similarly, when a devotee wants to serve the Supreme Lord, the Lord as Paramatma gives the devotees the intelligence to make progress in devotional service. The Lord directly witnesses our activities and experiences our desires. The Supreme Lord gives us the facilities to act in the way we wish. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksuranmulitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vande Am Sri Gurun Sri Yutak Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagano Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitam Sha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sude Devi Pramdami Aripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vande Nantad Bhuteshwaryam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopyat Prasadarshad Bhakti Sastra Pravartaka. Nama Kamala Kinjalka Pisangamala Vasase Sarva Bhuta Nivasaya Namo Yunsmahi Saksine. Dear Lord, the garment you have put on is yellowish in color, like the saffron of a lotus flower, but is not made of anything material. Since you live in everyone's heart, you are the direct witness of all the activities of living entities. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you again and again. So we are continuing here on the chapter entitled The Activities of the Prachetas. They are glorifying the Lord in a very beautiful way. And we've been seeing this glorification. And Prabhupada says that everything emanates from the Supreme Personality of God. It doesn't matter whether it is material or spiritual. Things become spiritual when you connect them into Krishna consciousness, and it's become material when you try to enjoy it separately from Krishna. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. Everything has got relationship with Krishna. Nothing in this world outside of Krishna. That is why everything to be connected with Krishna. In this way, we have to study, importantly, 3 subject matter. And the subject matter known as knowledge is that you must understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you must understand the nature, and you must understand about your own self. These are the 3 subject matter as been described in the Vedic literatures. Prabhupada explains it is like the artist, the heart, and the easel. That you need to draw something. You need an artist to do this thing. And you need the equipment to do these things. So Prabhupada says the artist is Krishna, the heart is the living entities, the nature is the easel, which have made this beautiful art. Between these artists, the heart and easel, the prime most important is the artist. You desire something in your life. You wanted to see a beautiful painting, but you're not able to draw this painting. And you call an artist to come, and he needs an easel to do this thing. In this way, if the living entities understand there are 3 subject matter is going on in our life, that is our soul, the nature, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they will be understanding between these 3 which one becomes the most important. You are desiring for beautiful art, but you are not able to do this thing, but there's an artist is coming in your life to draw, to do these things for you. So without an artist, there is no heart and there is no easel. Like Prabhupada says, sarvasya chaham redi sannivisto matam smrtir gyanam apohanam cha vedischa sarvir aham eva vedyo vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. That the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. From Him comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. So the Lord at every moment is witnessing the activities of the living entities. There are so many agents are there outside of us, from the sky to the air to the moon to the sun to the wind. Every this thing becomes a witness for all our activities, and plus the Lord is already seated within our own self, and it becomes the witness of everything. So in this way, when we understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead being the creator of whatever we are seeing in this world, and naturally we feel to give some higher credit towards Him, because without Him there is not going to be any heart or easel in the world. So in the way Prabhupada is explaining very beautifully the subject matter, Prabhupada says, Arjun did not realize in the battlefield that Krishna is the supreme doer. Somewhere or other, he may be in a misunderstanding, thinking that he is the doer. But then Krishna told him in the chapter 18, text 61, Iswara Sarva Bhutanam Hridayesu Arjuna Tisati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutane Juntra Rudhaya Mayaya. That the Lord is seated in everyone's heart as a super soul, and He is directing the wandering of all the living entities. So we are not the director. Krishna is directing the wandering of all the living entities. So Krishna told Arjuna that I am the director of the mission of this body. Then the next verse, Krishna said, Tam eva saranam gaccham sarva bhavena bharata tat prasadam param santim sasvatam sthanam prapyapi sasvatam. And Krishna said, Tameva saranam gaccham, now you surrender unto me. Understanding if he is the director, just like somebody is they're flying an aeroplane. The passenger should completely surrender to the pilot. They have no other option, true or not. You cannot make anything a different opinion, your own ideology while you are flying in the aeroplane. Everything is in the hand of the pilot. So Krishna gives very beautiful information that I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes the remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. I'm the witness of everything, and I'm directing the wandering of the living entity. That means your vehicles are driven by somebody else and you have no other option. You are sitting at the back seat and somebody is driving you around, and your safety to your long term of your survival, everything now depends on the driver. Similar way, that's what Krishna says in the chapter 1862, that Tameva Saranam Gaccham Sarva Bhavena Bharata Tat Prasadam Param Santim Sthanam Prapyupti Sapsvatam. The moment if you surrender unto me, Arjuna, then he said, Tat Prasadam Param Santim, you will attain the highest happiness and peace in your life. Idite jnanam akyatam goyam goyataram maya vimarsyaisat asesena yadachasya sital kuru. And Krishna told Arjuna that I've told you what is required for you to hear. Now it's up to you to make the choice. He's been a very kind father, has given all the freedom for us, and to give us he has given us the guideline how to take on your life, and the guideline is very simple. If you can remember, that is driving your chariot. That's it. He's flying, he's the pilot in your flight. So whether you are in the first class or you are in the second class or third class, business class, VIP, everybody's life are in the end of the pilot. And so they have to surrender to him. So in this way, Krishna is coming and giving us all this wonderful information so that we like something in the world and it becomes a heart is to create those things for our own enjoyment, for nothing else. We wanted to be away from him, we want to be happy away from him, and Krishna kindly have created this wonderful material world. Everything is good in this world, everything is bad in this world, provided if you are good, everything becomes good for you in this world. If you are bad, everything becomes very bad for you. But at the same time, the living entities, they should understand their destiny is already pre-written. Our life is already recorded, is already pre-written, and you have no any option in your life. We may have hundreds and thousands of desires within us, but Krishna, this is how Krishna has created everything and is enjoying everything by looking at his creation. In the same time, Krishna has given the final option that if you don't like this movie, you can go out from here. And he said the only way to go out is that Daivi sugunamayi mama maya dhuratya mamivaye prapatyante mayamitam sarantite. If you surrender unto me, and easily you overcome, get out from the movie theater. A great movie is going on in this world, and we are acting in that movie. I'm acting as a sannyasi, and somebody is acting as a brahmachari, and somebody is acting as a grihastha, somebody acting as a mataji. So we all are acting in this great movie of Krishna consciousness. You are just an actor. And the movie is very important, is going on. But normally in the movie, if you watch your movie in the television, or in the theater, in between there is some advertisement. I do not know, whether today they've got this advertisement in the movie in the theater. Maybe I've not gone to the theater. So there's a movie, normally they show KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken is good for you. And it comes, the latest, pizza. And, if there's a sports, going on, they may, football, World Cup football, there's, some sort of, Coca-Cola drink comes in, Pepsi-Cola drinks comes in. And maybe, Benson and Hedges, cigarette is very good for you. So in between the football game, sometimes this advertisement comes in, So what we are going through in our life is an advertisement. In between this movie, some of us, going through different kinds of horrible life. So many types of problem. But Krishna says, Sahayagya Prajasri Swapura Uvacha Prajapati Anena Prasavidya Swam Isavo Swistakam. The chapter 3, text 10, Krishna says, I've created all these living beings, together with the demigods, and bless them, send them with the blessing, be happily, enjoy your life. In the service, in the sacrifice of Krishna consciousness, together with Krishna. Krishna is blessed. You go and enjoy your life in Switzerland. But you only can do that in association with me. So in this way, Krishna has sent us, and there are very, 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 very few people who are really enjoying the movie. Iya yasya are dasya karmano manaso gira akila swapita jivan muktana uchyate. Those persons who are eternally liberated, those persons whose mind, whose words, and whose bodies are totally in Krishna consciousness, absorbed in Krishna consciousness, they are totally in a great, pleasure of life. Those consciousness is not diverted to this advertisement. That advertisement is between interaction between man and woman, making money, for material advancement. All these things are more or less is an advertisement. So, but the movie is very important. Sometimes people like the advertisement more than the movie. So there's a movie is going on. So only way that you don't like the movie, you have to get out from the theater. Somewhere or other within the movie, the advertisement comes in our life, birth, old age, disease, death, hadi bhautika klesa, atmika klesa. It comes different kinds of miseries and problem comes in our life. And Krishna says, only way for you to get released, from these difficulties of life, You have to surrender to him. Prabhupada gave an example. Prabhupada says, there was a rich man, he took the pigeons, and this rich man, they got a gun, they are not very good in shooting, and they take the pigeon to the field, open field, and then they throw the live pigeon, and when the pigeons begin to fly, and the shooter, he will aim at the pigeon, he will shoot the pigeon. He said there was a rich man, he took 3 pigeons, to practice. And first pigeon, he left it, from the cage, he took out, let it fly, and the pigeon began to fly. And the shooter, aimed at the pigeon, and then he shot dead the pigeon. And the similar way, he threw the second one, and the pigeon began to fly. Louis ate at the pigeon, and then again that pigeon also got shot dead. And the third pigeon, Prabhupada said, this is Hare Krishna pigeon, very intelligent pigeon. Ei samprasaja boga dukkayone evati adiyantavanta kaunteya nate suramate Buddha. Generally the devotees, they do not indulge into the process of sense gratification because everything here has got a beginning and end. If there is a beginning of happiness, there is an end, crying. If a beginning is success, the end is a failure. Everything, Prabhupada says, the whole human society is a digging and piling society. If you want to pile somewhere, you have to dig in another place. So somewhere or other, Prabhupada said this pigeon is very intelligent pigeon because he'd been noticing when the shooter, he let the pigeon to fly, the first one, he started to fly away from him and he got shot dead. And second one, he threw and started to fly away, then that also got shot dead. And third pigeon, very intelligent, he says, if I fly like the other pigeon, I also will get shot. Instead of flying upward, the pigeon fall at his feet. Prabhupada says he's not able to shoot the pigeon. Sarvadharman parityaja mamikam saranam brajamaham tum sarva papebhyo moksayisami masujaha. Only message Krishna is bringing in our life is that to surrender. And he says, don't worry about anything. We do everything else in our life except surrender. This is the problem. There are 700 verses in Bhagavad Gita, and there's only one verse Krishna is saying, trying to give us, that is to surrender to him. But somewhere or other we find it very difficult. There was a rich man, he had a very wonderful family, he had good business, and everything seems to be going well. But this man, rich man, somewhere or other he found no peace in his life. Somewhere or other he was always in some sort of distress. And he was in some sort of worriness all the time. So he went to so many doctors. The doctors are not able to see what is his problem. Because his family is okay, his business is okay, everything going fine. But why this fellow worry all the time? So they gave him different prescription, but nothing works for him, but he worries all the time. And finally one doctor is a devotee doctor. He told him, you better read Bhagavad Gita. You can learn from someone, there was one Swamiji, in your next village, go and learn from him. So this rich man went to the Swamiji and told him, seems to be everything is okay, my business and family. But somewhere or other, I'm worried about, something. I do not know what is that worries, and I'm worrying all the time. So I was told by this doctor to come and learn Bhagavad Gita from you. So the Swamiji says, yeah, that is very true. If you can learn Bhagavad Gita, you won't be worried anymore. So let us sit and learn. So the businessman asked him, how long it will take to learn Bhagavad Gita. And the businessman, the Swamiji says, if I go, anything fast, he said, at least you should give me 3 months. And the businessman says, I don't have that kind of time. I'm a businessman. I cannot sit with you for 3 months. So make it short. And he says 2 months. Then the businessman says, it is still too long. Make it short. And the Swamiji said 1 month. He said, that also very long. And the Swamiji says, okay, at least, how about 18 days? Each day I teach you 1 chapter. Then he said, that also is not possible. I'm a businessman. I got to attend so many meetings, And the businessman says, how about, you just teach me 1 chapter only. And the Swamiji says, okay, there is, the chapter 18 is the essence of all the chapter. So I'll teach you chapter 18. So he said, you'll take how long? Then the Swamiji says, no, if I go fast also, at least 3 days. I need 3 days. And the businessman says, no, I cannot sit here for 3 days. I got a business meeting and everything, And he said, make it more shorter time, And the Swamiji says, okay, at least 1 day you spend. At least I teach you 1 sloka. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam saranam vrajaham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayisyami masuchaha. There's the 1 sloka. That's the only sloka Krishna wants to come and tell you. You forget about 699. If you can understand this one thing, everything is settled for you. Try to understand that 1 sloka. 1 day you sit with me, and the businessman says, I'm a big businessman. It's not possible I can sit here for 1 day. He says, if I can do, he says, no, how about, that sloka, you make it more shorter for me. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam saranam maham tvam sarva papi. Make it shorter for me. And the businessman, the Swamiji says, yes, I can do that for you. He said, there is 1 word in that sloka. You try to remember that 1 word. That word is masucha. Masucha means, don't worry. If you learn that 1 word, masucha, don't worry, and whenever the worries comes unto you, you remember, Krishna says, masucha, don't worry. So Krishna is so kind. What is so difficult, so bigger in the material world, Krishna will make it very smaller, make it very easy for the devotee to cross over, provided the devotees have got, great faith in what is learning in Krishna consciousness. Asra dadana purusa dharmasya parantapa aprapyamam nivartante mritu samsara varitman. In the chapter 9, text 3, Krishna says, those who don't have faith in this path of devotional service, they come back again to this material world. And practically when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, Srinivas Thakur, he was all the time singing and dancing. He was depending on the mercy of Krishna, but he's a family man. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him that, you should go and get a job, and you should, take care of your family. You are hanging around in the devotee association all the time. And what is going to happen for your survival? You need some food to eat in your life, better you go and get a job. And Srinivas Thakur goes like this. 3 times he clapped. And Mahaprabhu asked him, what is this meaning? What is the meaning? And Srinivas Thakur says, my dear Lord, a man eats 3 times in a day. If I cannot get food for 3 times in a day, I will tie the big stone around my neck and I will go and jump into the well. If the Lord doesn't give me food for the 3 times one day. He says, I strongly believe and have faith. Krishna says, Ananya Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paryupasate Tesam Nityabhyuktanam Yogam Semam Vahami Aham. In the chapter 9, text 22, Krishna has promised that I will give you what you lack and I preserve what you have. So if Krishna don't give me food in a day for 3 times, I will jump into the well. I will take my life. And Mahaprabhu said, this is how the devotee's faith has to be. That Krishna will take care of me. He will provide everything for me. Whether devotee live or die is a secondary subject matter for him. Importantly, always he likes to be in Krishna consciousness. And when you are in Krishna consciousness, there is no difficulty of anything. Like Kundi Devi says, Vipada Santuta Saswa Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhavato Darshanam Yashat. She said that, my dear Lord, let the trouble, the difficulty, danger comes again and again in my life. Because when there is a danger, you will be there all the time to protect your devotees. And when you are there, where is the question of danger? No danger. Now because the danger is over, you are leaving me, my family and everything, you are going away. That was after the Mahabharata battle. Everything is over. Krishna handed over the kingdom to the Yudhishthira and Krishna was leaving. And Kundi Devi made a prayer. Tvayime nanya visaya matirpados te sakrit. Kundi Devi says, my dear Lord, just like the rivers, Ganges rivers are flowing toward the ocean without any hindrance, in the similar way, let my consciousness, let me surrender unto your lotus feet, cutting off all the connection with my family, relatives and others in the world. So devotee always must be very conscious of Krishna all the time. You become conscious of Krishna only when you're conscious of your own soul. There are 4 different things. There are conscious life, there are subconscious life, there are unconscious life, there is a life of Turiya. Conscious life, we are conscious daytime, we are conscious of something is happening in our life, we are conscious what we are doing in our life. When we are sleeping, we become subconscious, sometimes we are having a dream, and sometimes we are in a deep sleep, we become unconscious. So our life is, on the daily basis, is fluctuating, sometimes conscious, sometimes subconscious, and sometimes unconscious. But the Lord says that when you are conscious of the soul is the observer, is observing everything. Is observing when we are conscious, is observing when we are subconscious. The soul is observing when you are unconscious. The soul knows that today you are conscious of this thing, this thing, this thing. And the soul knows when you are sleeping, you had a dream. The soul knows you had a dream or had no dream. And when you are not having anything, you are in a deep sleep, the soul is observing the 3 fluctuations of consciousness in your life. The only way is that the soul is observing. So you must always understand, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. I am not, this conscious body. I am not this, subconscious body. I am not this unconscious body. I am the observer from inside, observing, witnessing the conscious, subconscious and unconscious of our life. So in this way, when we become Krishna consciousness, everything becomes more clear and everything. And the Lord becomes the witness, like Prabhupada today. Here it says, So that has been mentioned in the chapter 13. Text 21, Krishna says, Karya karana karitritve hetu prakritir bhuchyate purusa sukhudukanam bhaktritva vittiche. He says that whatever happens, outside of you, Mother Nature is the cause for whatever happens outside you. Whatever happens inside you, you are the cause of everything. Purusa prakriti stoi bhangte prakriti jangunan karanam guna sangasya satasad yoni janmusu. Whatever way you are associating in the world, good and bad comes only through your own association. Either you are associating with the conscious life, whether you are associating with the subconscious life, whether you are associating with the unconscious life, or whether you are associating with the observer connected to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna says in the 13th chapter, text 23, that, Upadrista anumantam cha bharta bhokta maheswaram paramatma yati chapi yukto Paramatma chapiyukto dehedi parapurusam. And Krishna says in the chapter 13:23 that uparistam anumantam cha, that he is the overseer and he is the permitter. Krishna is overseeing everything what we are doing. He is the witness of everything. So he is, upadrista hanumantam cha bharta bhokta maheshwar. He is the overseer and he is the permitter. And he is the maintainer and he is the enjoyer. Bharta bhokta maheshwaram. And he is the proprietor. Paramatma chapyukto. He is sitting inside you as a super soul in another form. So in this way, the living entity should understand that, every of our movement and activities are been witnessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And for that reason, anybody, they start their day in their life, they, like a high court judge, before he gives his verdict, the leader of the country, before he starts his work, the family heads, before they start their work, they think about, 8 Astapalaka. There are 8 demigods who are, meant to be looking into the welfare of other living beings here. The one is that, they call it the Surya, sun. Second is Indra. And third is Varuna. Fourth is Vayu. Fifth is Yama. Sixth is Agni. And seventh is, Chandra. Eighth is, Kubera. That the leader should be like a Surya, sun. The sun is shining and then sun sucks the water from the ground and sun keeps it there. And when there is a requirement, when there is a requirement for water, Indra pour it like a rain. Or leader of the family, leader of the country, they must understand they should be like a sun. That means, they should work hard. And whatever they got to, keep it there, to keep it for the difficult time. When there's a requirement, okay, now you got to pass back to the family again, and you become like a Indra. You work like a sun, and then you give back like Indra. And you got to be a leader, should be like a Vayu. Vayu means the wind, the air is all over the world, everywhere. There is no place without like a air. So now the leader must know what is happening around me. A country leader, the prime minister, the president, they should know overall what is happening in his country. A family, head of the family, father and mother, they must know what is happening in my family. A temple president, they must know what is happening in my temple. So the leader should be like a Vayu, what is happening with everybody's around. And the leader should be number 4, they should be like a Varuna. Varuna means, Varuna punish you when you do something wrong. He tried to educate you that you are going in the wrong path. Sometimes we think we are devotees, sometimes why go through some difficulty. There is Varuna is trying to give you some education. My dear boy, life is temporary in the world. You are thinking you're going to be eternally in this world. So Varuna tried to correct you. That's while you are living, Varuna correct you. And when you die already, Yamadharma, Yamaraj will correct you. So one should be like a Varuna. You try to correct while, they're making mistake. That's a leader. And, and you should be like a Yamaraj, something like a leader. They see somebody have done something wrong, bad, killed somebody, and they got to be punished. You cannot bribe them, bribe the leader, the policeman. Sometimes they see somebody is breaking the law, and the police should punish them, cannot take a bribe from them. Yamaraj doesn't take any bribes. He does his work. So a leader should be like a Yamaraj. And the leader should be like a Agni, the fire. Fire can be used for good purpose, and the fires also can be used for bad purpose. The leader should reward the good, hardworking people, and they should punish those who are breaking the law. And number 7, the leader should be like a Chandra, like a moon. The moon is only bringing coolingness into the life of human being. They are not like the sun. Sun brings, hot But the moon bringing coolingness, or the leader always bring a good message for the people of the country. Don't worry, this will be given for you, and your health, care will be free for you, and we are not going to collect any tax from you, and we're going to provide for everybody a house for you. So the leaders always should give a good news. And finally, a leader should be like a Kubera. Kubera is a treasurer of wealth, and the leaders always should see how to provide and provide and provide. So in this way, the Shastra says people, the leaders in this country, they should be like Astakapalaka, like these 8 demigods who seeing the welfare of the people of the world. So in this way, they become a witness also for whatever wrong things we are doing. But the devotees, sometimes they don't understand why. Sometimes we have to go through different challenges, tests and tribulation. And there was a time that there was a widow lady. She all the time at a desire, she wants to cook some food and offer to Krishna, give it to him personally. And 5,000 years ago, Krishna was present in this world, and the lady was present in a village, but she is a widow, very, very poor lady. She has got only 1 cow, and she survives, by milking that cow, take some milk and drink, sell somebody something, and that's how she maintains her life, only with 1 cow. And she got a very strong desire somewhere that I wanted to feed Krishna some food. And she was, desiring Krishna should come to her house. And Krishna, being the super soul, he understands what is going on in this lady's mind. And Krishna brought Arjuna one time to this village. He says, I got a devotee, I wanted to introduce to you, let us go and see her. So they came to a house. The moment Krishna came to the lady's house with Arjuna, the lady was very happy, and Krishna told her, I'm very hungry. And the lady said, all the time I've been praying that I got to give you some food, come. And she ran to the kitchen. She's a poor lady, nothing much is there, but whatever was there, she collected everything. She cooked some nice food, and then she gave it to offered to Krishna and Arjuna. Both of them ate. And the lady herself don't have food, and they both ate the food, and then they left. So on the way back, Arjuna told Krishna, I think, Krishna, you are very ungrateful. Arjuna told Krishna, you are very ungrateful. Krishna says, why? No, the lady, poor widow, don't have money, nothing, only survive with 1 cow. And you got everything, you go to the house and eat everything, and everything is finished, nothing left for the lady. And you could have given some boon for the lady. You said, I will give you, to whom my devotee, I give what they have, and protect what they have. Nobody you could have given some boon for the lady. So you're very ungrateful, you hate, and then you left. And Krishna says, before eating itself, already blessed the lady. And Arjuna asked, what blessing you gave? And Krishna said, I blessed that 1 cow in that lady's house should die. And Arjuna was saying, what is a blessing or curse? How you can say, that cow should die? She is only surviving by that 1 cow. And Krishna says, come, let us go back and see the lady. And when they were, going back, turning back, next day, one day walk, after they went to the lady's house, and the lady was sitting, and she got a japamala chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And she was chanting, and people from the neighbor houses, they're bringing rice, bringing dal. They're very pity, look at this lady, she was having only 1 cow, and the cow died already after Krishna come here. And she has become a great devotee and chanting, it's our duty to serve a Vaishnavi. And people bringing rice, and she was very happy chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. No, she was happy. Krishna came and blessed my life. And Krishna told Arjuna, look, she's more happier than before. Krishna told Arjuna that the whole problem, the lady's problem, is because of that cow. She was very distressed in her life because from morning when she wake up, she only thinking about the cow. I have to, bathe the cow. I have to go and look for the grass for the cow. I have to milk. All day she's only thinking about the cow. But I told, in the chapter 9:22, Ananya Chintayanamam, if they love me, if they chant my name, and they will be, provided everything. But all day she chanting cow, 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 cow. So the moment the cows are taken away, she chanting Hare Krishna, she gets everything provided. So sometimes we may feel certain things are like a curse. But actually it's a blessing because you have to understand there's only one thing Krishna wants to tell you. Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam saranam brajam aham tom sarva papebhyo moksha yasami masujahaya. Only Krishna wants us to surrender. Without that surrender and submissiveness, we cannot make better progress of our life. So Krishna is very kind to come here to be. He is the hearties, he is the heart, and he is the easel. And we have to understand today the beautiful things you see around the world. It has been, drawn by Krishna himself. Without the painter, there is not going to be any painting. Without the painter, there is not going to be any easel. So everything is there. Finally, unfortunately, people have, forget to thank the painter. They forgot to glorify the painter. They are glorifying the painting, But unfortunately, they are glorifying the easel, but they forgot to glorify the painter who have brought out this beautiful painting for us to take pleasure of. So in this way, Prabhupada is saying that, your remembrance, your knowledge, your forgetfulness, everything comes from Krishna. You want to become a devotee, Krishna gives you the intelligence how to be a devotee. And you want to be a cheater, Krishna gives you the intelligence how to be a cheater. And even sometimes the cheaters are thinking they're good people. And Prabhupada says just like, two thieves went and robbed the bank. After robbing the bank, they divided, they said, let us honestly, divide what we have robbed. So that is the thing, so be happy in your life and take everything as Krishna's blessing. And time will cure everything of our life. Time is the greatest curer of everything in our life. So Krishna says, Carlos Miloka, I am that time. Okay, thank you so much. Anybody got any questions or any comments? Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Maharaj. I feel sometimes I have this fear to surrender to Krishna because then I have not yet that strong conviction that I can be happy because Maya is still so attractive, and then this fear is there, what if I then miss something? And so it's difficult to give up this control because then I cannot enjoy.
So he doesn't trust Krishna.
Yes.
But he trusts Maya. That's his problem. He doesn't trust Krishna. He has not seen Krishna and he doesn't trust Krishna. And he also has not seen Maya. And you trust Maya. So why you don't trust Krishna?
Because I'm the whole time in Maya, and till now I got more enjoyment from Maya. Maybe.
So that is due to ignorance, fear comes, because you do not know whether Maya provides you everything in your life or Krishna provides you. That is what you got to be enlightened, you got to have a knowledge. You're talking without that knowledge. In the chapter 9, text 10, Krishna says, Maya Daksena Prakriti Suyate Chachara Charam Etunana Kaunteya Jagat Vipari Vartate. Only through my order that the Maya, everything works in. So Krishna gives through Maya to give it to you. And if you understand it is coming from Krishna, then you will appreciate and then you will have no fear to come to Krishna, because Krishna is giving you, but Maya is taking away from you. Krishna is giving, but Maya is taking away from you. So because of lack of knowledge, ignorance, that creates a fear. That's it, Just like Prabhupada says, a child, sit in a dark place. He is very anxiety, very fear. But if it's a bright, there's a light, the child plays around happily. Your fear is due to your ignorance, because you think Maya is your friend, and Krishna is your enemy. Krishna says, avajananti ma muda manusutanim asritam. There's a muda. The foolish, they think that I'm an ordinary person. Namam duskritunu muda prapatyantena mayaya paitya jnanam. Now, beautifully Krishna said this thing in the chapter 7, text 15. Namam duskritunu muda, the fools never surrendered to me. The lowest among them, human, they never surrendered to me. Naradam, Maya, those who are carried away by Maya, they do not surrender. So you got to be enlightened. Your problem is that you are sitting in darkness and you are in fear of the light. Prabhupada, just like somebody lost their house key, and he was looking around the key outside the house. He was looking around the key, has lost the house key. One of the friend passes by, he asked him, what you're looking outside your house? And he says, I'm looking around for my key, house key. And he asked him, where you dropped your house key? He says, inside the house. Then how come you're looking outside? He says, because inside the house is too dark. I cannot see anything. So I come to outside and looking outside. So you're looking somewhere in the wrong place. So you're in a great fear. Get enlightened. Like the bird, trying to fly away and get shot. But the intelligent bird, they thought, if I also fly away the same way, I'll get shot. You go and fall at the feet of the shooter. He's not able to fly, to shoot. Prabhupada, similarly, Krishna gives you the freedom to fly. And those who are flying, they have been shot by birth, old age, death and disease. And those who fall at the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna says, Namam karmani limpanti name karma palaspriya itimam yobijananti karma birnasa bandita. All their reaction, sinful karmic reaction will be removed, and then they go back to Krishna. No more miserable life forest. If you really seriously and honestly follow, not necessarily you have to sit in the temple and follow, or sit in the house to follow. It is just you have to understand that there is an artist, a painter, there's a painting, there's an easel been used for this painting. Among these three, without the painter, even the easel has no use. The painting board has no use. The painter is a great important. So you want everything to be very nicely, be situated in your life, and you got to bring in somebody who can, do this thing for you. You want to drive a car, but you do not know how to make a car. You go to somebody who can make the car for you. You want to sleep in a good mattress, you don't know how to make the mattress, you go to, So the whole Varnashram system is that, to help each other to, have a complete life in the material world. So you have to read more and more and more. Then you'll begin to see actually Krishna as your only friend. He is the only Pitaham Asya Jagato Matara. He is everything in your life. Okay? Hare Krishna. Yeah,
we all desire to have this full faith in Krishna, but does it not take the whole life? Because there's so many tests.
What she said?
We all want to have full faith in Krishna.
Yeah.
Then she's asking, isn't it natural that it will take a whole life because there has to be many tests?
Well, it depends, whether you are, how much you're giving yourself to Krishna. Krishna says, Ye yadamam prapatante, according to your level of surrender, I will reward you. There was a devotee in 1969, I think, there was a Prabhupada was giving a class in USA, and one of the devotees asked, how long it will take for me to become a pure devotee. And Prabhupada says, oh, you don't read Bhagavad Gita? You don't know the verse, the 1866? Prabhupada said, within a moment, within a second, he become a pure devotee. And he quoted this verse, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mamekam. He said, if you surrender to Krishna, Krishna can make everything easy for you. Only through our own endeavors become difficult, because we've been trained to see things differently. But if you, honestly, sincerely, you come to Krishna and then you give yourself to Krishna, and Krishna will reciprocate according to how we have got our faith in Him. So similarly, it is, for some people it may take a long time, for some people it take a very short time. When I came to the temple in 1985, within 3 months I joined the temple. But there are other friends came, then nobody joined the temple. So it just took 3 months for me to join, and then, now 40 over years I'm still around. So it all depends, that you are convinced, You're convinced, and then, your previous life karma allow you to, be more clear about, the action and reaction of the world. And it all depends to the individual, whether long or short, it all depends how you want to mold your life. You want to give yourself totally to Krishna today, and Krishna, take charge 100% of your life. But if you give your body, but if you don't give your mind to Krishna, and it takes little bit time. And it's more easy for you already, very easy for you. Young people have got different demands of the body, so they're confused. The old people, they have no demand. Only demand is that when I can die, that's the only demand for the old people. You go and talk to all the old people in the world, how are you? They will say, oh, my health is no good, my knee problem, my back problem, this problem, that problem, and they will say, when God can come and take my life and go, they're tired of everything. The old people normally, they don't look, more longer time to live, but maybe in Switzerland they see things in a different way. But in the Asian country, generally, even we were with our parents, when they get old, my mother all the time used to say, what is life, is lying down in the bed, our children are not, listening to me, and your father don't love me, and my mother said, all this, I'm waiting to die. When you're getting old, there are so many issues in life. What would happen to you when you become, paralyzed, you lie down, you're not able to move around, who's going to take care of you, how are you going to, there are a lot of things, So normally the old people, they always, pray that I may leave the world before, anything big problem comes into my life. Only the young people always thinking, so you're already, so you give yourself 100% to Krishna.
Can you define a full surrender devotee?
What is it?
Can you describe a full surrender devotee?
Okay, the Shastra gives, anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjan. That means full surrender means that, you accept what is favorable in Krishna consciousness, number one. Number two, you reject whatever is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. Number three, you accept that Krishna is the ultimate maintainer of your life. Number four, you accept that Krishna is the ultimate protector of your life. And number five, you become humble in your service to Krishna. And number 6, you give your very self to Krishna. So begin what is favorable and what is unfavorable. That is what you have to do in Krishna consciousness. And understand that Krishna is the ultimate protector for you. And understand that Krishna is the ultimate maintainer of your life. And understand that only way you can approach Krishna through your humility. And finally you understand, I got to give everything, my body, my mind and my words, everything 100% to Krishna and nothing else. You already be free from all other kinds of obligation in your life. There are people who are married, they got family, they got some obligation. There are somebody not married, they may have different obligation. But people like you and me, we are getting old. But actually you're more older than me. So, like you go to India, maximum of the ladies in India, always, they try to settle down somewhere in a temple, just do bhajan and lift the body. So like that, the old age, when we become invalid, and it creates so many other issues in our life. So that is why one of the Halvar, he says, generally marriage life is very difficult. The Halvar says, married life, he says, very difficult. But still the parents push the children, go and get married, go and get married, go and get married. And the parents know it's not an easy life. Now you're a bachelor, you freely move around here and there, you're happy in your life. But then you marry, you know that there is another person coming into your life and you got to adjust your freedom, your independence, everything. You got to make sure you're responsible to another person. They know, giving birth to a child, bringing up the child, all is not easy married life. One of the great devotee of Krishna says, married life is very, very difficult. But yet he says, the parents push the children, the parents hope that my children must get married. And why they were pushing you to get married? Anybody knows yet? They know it's a very difficult life. It's not an easy life. When you're by yourself, you are not, answerable to anybody. You're not responsible for anything. You got all the freedom and independence. You like when you got to go out, you go out. When you want to come back, come. You got everything in your life. The parents can see you're very happy. But yet they know married life is so difficult. But why they push you to get married? Who knows?
Somehow they would like to prolong their life through their offspring, and in the same way to have kind of I don't know how to explain from my language.
And anybody else married here? Okay, anyway, he says, the Alvar, the great devotee says, even they know it's very difficult married life, but still the parents, push them to get married, because the parents understand life at one point in your life, you need another help, another person's help. You're getting old, somebody must cook for you, somebody must bathe you, you become invalid in your life. So when you're getting old, you cannot do everything by yourself. So that is why they say you should get married, so that men and women, they can help each other. But then the devotee, Halvar, he says, my dear Lord, I don't believe in this thing that, this fellow will help me, that fellow will help me. But I only believe that you will help me, because when the Gajendra elephant, called you, you immediately came to help the elephant. Even the elephant called, you came, I'm calling devotee, how you don't come. So please, he says, when I'm valid, I can do a lot of things. Let me come to your temple. Let me hear your message. Let me chant the holy name. Let me do some service for you, because the time will come that I won't be able to come to your temple due to my health and my age and everything. So I cannot come to your temple. I cannot associate with your devotees, so many things. So while I'm able, I'm coming and I'm doing something for you. You please write down, please don't forget that when I'm okay, I'm doing everything for you. The time will come, I won't be able to do much for you. So in a way that everything is very easy and simple, provided that your consciousness is more uplifted in the mode of goodness, And slowly when it's become more of pure goodness, then totally, you're able to do what Krishna wants you to do. You're all the time conscious of Krishna. In the chapter 11, text 55, Krishna says, Mat dharma kalin mat paramo, mat sangha varjita nirvairaya. And then in chapter 11, 55, Krishna says that, you surrender all your works unto me. And then, without any expectation of the result of your work. And he says, you work for me and make me the ultimate goal of your life and be friendly to every living being. He said, you'll come back to me. So the moment you try to separately enjoy from Krishna, then you are responsible for whatever you're taking away from Krishna, and then, then it comes together with other kinds of, problems. So try. We all are trying. And Krishna will bless your life, don't worry. And you should give the best for Krishna. Because time will come you won't be able to do what you're doing now. You won't be able to, walk around, come to the temple, but hopefully, it's not going to happen like that. But generally it is like that. So, like yesterday I was talking to, one of the Malaysian devotee, about 2 years ago I started a project in Malaysia. It came to me, education and training center, I've built, and I've bought a shop lot, with the help of the devotees in the same area. And now we open a budget restaurant, a lot of people coming and taking prasadam. So then, one of the leader, he, sent me a message. I told him, he is, 65 years old, brahmachari, and I am 63 years old. So I told him, we may have the next 10 years, there's only the best next 10 years finished. After that, we are already old, cannot do much. So let us do the legacy for Prabhupada movement, Malaysia said, let us go and find 100 acres land, build education center, college to everything, live the world, by leaving something behind as a legacy for the next generations to follow. Because we may have another 10 years good time in our life. After that, slowly, the body become invalid. So like that, the time comes, the body become more invalid. So better we do while we are able to do something for Krishna. And you have come to Krishna, you are going back to Krishna is guaranteed. Kali Yuga going back to Krishna is very, very easy. Only problem we are facing, because we are trying to preach to the people, that is where our problem is. To preach to the people, you have to have, platform to do, you need to have a place to do, and you need to bring the people, give them prasadam, all those things. So you need, manpower, you need money, you need, so many. That is where is our problem. But otherwise, if you go to Vrindavan, Mayapur, you sit every day, you have no problem. Every day you chant, there are prasadam, free prasadam somewhere, and you want better prasadam, you pay prasadam somewhere. I just see, our problem we are facing because we are trying to preach to the people. And to preach to the people and to bring them to educate, we need different kind of resources. That is where our problem. But we are ready to take that, responsibility on behalf of Krishna, because now we are able to do those things. And that makes you more happy in your life. Krishna says, that those devotees who are preaching my message, they are very dear to me.
Maharaj, you mentioned how when we surrender we have to always choose what is favorable,
yeah,
and then we have to avoid what is unfavorable. And we can surrender in a moment, but yet at the same time it's a process. And sometimes, not sometimes, often I find it very difficult to understand. Like you also spoke many times how, we have a simple life, no problem. You gave the story of the old woman who Krishna took away the cows so she can just chant. And then in practical life, I see how sometimes I want to okay, I just want to chant now, but then it's not, I cannot absorb myself, but then I have to make a choice where I have to do something. Like now you said, no, you want to do something.
Yeah.
And in this trouble, Krishna is more revealed than in the, I'm just sitting down and doing my bhajan. So how do we, for me it's a very difficult topic. How do we bring these two together? On one hand, we just want to chant here and absorb ourselves, but on the other hand,
Prabhupada says for a soldier it's better to die in the battlefield rather than in the comfort zone. That means Krishna consciousness, we are having an individual battle against Maya. Better to die fighting for Krishna rather than fighting for your own self. There is more higher, like Prahlad Maharaj says, let me stay in the city and bring the people to you. Rather than selfishly I go and stay in the forest and to do my work. And devotees are taking the risk for Krishna. The risks are all the time. And you have to understand the Shraddha, the faith, only get better, stronger when you got a proper sadhu sangha. That's what they say, Shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya. So it's only a matter of, your input in Krishna consciousness, you're tolerant and patient in Krishna consciousness, and taking advice from right devotees from the right moment, because we are in the material world. There are all kinds of challenges are there. Sometimes it inspires us, sometimes it puts us down a little bit. So always you have to remain in a very good association of the devotee, so that somebody can guide you in every situation of your life. And Prabhupada is like I've been telling that out of 64 angas of bhakti, that you have to give up all the big plan, So if you are not able to carry that kind of capacity, you should not worry about it. So importantly, you should know what is your capacity, whether you are able to take up the service for Krishna, whether you are able to do that, because sometimes it's become too big for you, too difficult for you, and you may leave Krishna consciousness because of that pressure. So you've got to be honest to yourself. The Guru, you have to go and open up your mind to the Guru, because we are sitting and talking from our capacity. And you are sitting there, you have to see what is your capacity. But ultimately what is good in Krishna consciousness, that's what we are bringing in. So that, you can work towards, the ultimate. But then some cannot go to the ultimate immediately. They have to go through step by step by step. So you must know what is your capacity in Krishna consciousness. Accordingly, you got to carry the weight. Then that makes you more pleasant. And step by step you come to that level which you can do more better, more bigger for everybody. Like Prabhupada was, when he got initiated, then all the time after that, Prabhupada was thinking that his Guru Maharaj told him that he should go and preach around the world. And Prabhupada says, he was all the time thinking, but he says, I was not ready for that kind of, order. Prabhupada says that, that because of his family commitment, his business commitment, he did not left to America immediately after when the Guru Maharaj told him. So he was trying to, get balance of what he's going to do, trying to settle the family affair, trying to settle the business affair. And Prabhupada wants to go after finishing off this responsibility and go to America. So that took Prabhupada a very long time. Until yet Prabhupada says he wasn't really felt he's ready, but he says somewhere like Krishna pushed him. Somewhere like Krishna took away everything from me. Somewhere or other, my Guru Maharaj was coming into my dream. Oh, you take sannyas, go and preach, take sannyas, go and preach. Somewhere or other, you got your way of thinking, like Prabhupada did. But then, Krishna feels that you are ready, you can do, then Krishna may give you the task. In everything, you should see Krishna in everything. You'll never go away from Krishna. When everything, you take it very personal to yourself. When the selfish interest comes in, then that is where you look. You see problem in your life. So when you got some difficulty, you should go and speak to some devotees who you think they're more, properly situated, and they are a bit more advanced than you. And honestly, you have to open up your mind. Sometimes somebody would have given us some service to do. Out of kindness, they give us some service to do. But sometimes we may find it, that service become, more difficult. It takes away my, happiness in Krishna consciousness. Always you can inform that person that, I like to do, but, somewhere or other, I'm not really ready for it. And what you enjoy in Krishna consciousness, you start doing, and slowly you become mature. And your consciousness will be uplifted, because you got to be in the system of Krishna consciousness. If you pull out from the system, then you go degrade more and more and more. And Krishna says, Visaya Vanivartante, when you get the higher taste, automatically you'll give up the lower taste. So up to that point, you have to see where you're properly situated. The whole Varnashram system is not about you tell them, go and do this thing. Varnashram system is something very beautiful. I have to find out what you're good at. The children been sent to the Gurukul when they're 5 years old. Why? Because the teacher there, he will see, because there are 4 kinds of people have been created here, Chaturvaranyam. Now somebody is meant to be very intellectual, somebody is meant to be administrative officer, somebody meant to be a Vaishya, somebody meant to be a good worker. This is how we all are created here. Now I got to see that, what you can be. Because you're 5 years old, you're not able to know what is your guna and karma. So now the teacher, he studies every day with this person. Then he knows that, this fella can become an intellectual. This fella can become a businessman. So accordingly, it takes them. And he knows this fella can be a brahmachari, he can become a sannyas, but this fella, he can be good grihastha. He has to go that way. So somebody has to educate the society. That is what Prabhupada says. My final thing is that to re-establish the Varnashram system. That means you have to identify where you belong to. What are you? Are you because we are not same. Are you good at maybe somebody they not like to read and all those things, but they like to go and wash the pots, clean, sweep the temple room. They go and mop. They're more enjoying those things. And somebody, they just with the book, studying, they're like more into intellectuality. So there is why you have to come to a guru, so that the guru can see what you are good at. And accordingly, when we are placed, according to our nature, then you do very well, because that is what you meant to be. Sometimes we are going against our own nature. We are not what we are. Sometimes you are not meant to be a grihastha. You are more simple, you are more independent, you are more freedom. You think differently. And somebody say you should get married, and then out of passion, you go and get married. And after that you feel like your freedom is taken away, you become a servant to somebody, so many things, and then you are not enjoying that life. And then you think, this lady is the problem for me, the man is the problem for me. Actually we are not meant to be in that way. So the whole Varnashram, Krishna's creation, there are 4 kinds of people are there. You study them, what they're good at. That's why when somebody wants to get married in India, Asian, they go and see their horoscope. What is the nature of this girl? What is the nature of this boy? Can they come together? Because we all got a different nature. And you cannot bring a dog and cat together. They will fight all the time. But it's not dog by itself. Dog is very good. Cat by itself, cat is very good. When it comes to that, they got a problem. So we have to understand, So there is a whole system. This is a beautiful system of Krishna consciousness. The world do not know where the problem is coming from. Prabhupada says, you cannot engage a bull in the service of a horse. Everybody got their own, guna and karma. So we have to see whether are we meant to be administrator, are we meant to be brahmana, are we meant to be Vaishya, because in the creation of Krishna everything is there, is very important. And the body is divided into for your head, your arms, your belly and leg, and the head cannot say, I don't need these 2 arms. The two arms cannot say, no need. Everybody help each other for the body to survive. So in the similar way, you know, you have to understand, we have got a guna and karma. We are what we are. In the chapter 2, text 72, Krishna says, you know, there's apurya manam, achala pratistam, samudram apa, privityansa. He says the rivers, you know, so much, the rivers, so many rivers are coming and joining the ocean. But the ocean never changed to be a river. The ocean always remains as an ocean. He says, if you can remain what you are in your life, you attain peace and happiness. You should not follow what people are talking. You have to study about yourself, whether you are meant for this thing or not. And not you can fit in another thing, because four things are all same. Whether you are intellectual, whether you know you are Vaishya, it's the same. Because the intellectual has to give you some advice on the way of life, and the Vaishya they have to produce to give you food. So without Vaishya, the Brahmana cannot live. Without Brahmana, the Vaishya cannot live. Without the policeman, how you, like, you're businessman, you are planting something, you're growing rice. And you got to transport the rice now within Switzerland. The rice has to be sent to different places, and what you are sending has to be protected. So the policeman has to be there. Otherwise, somebody steal what your hard labor. So the policeman is important. The businessman is important. Everybody help each other to achieve. So in our society, sometimes we're finding it difficult because we are not really knowing where I belongs to. If you know where you belong to, you enjoy, like, somebody likes cooking. And you leave them in the kitchen, the whole day they're in the kitchen. And somebody doesn't like to do, there are ladies who likes kitchen, all the time. But the ladies don't like, they like the office, So, and you take the office one, you put in the kitchen, become problem. Kitchen one, you put in the office, become problem. So everybody, when they kept in, their particular place according to their guna and karma, everybody is happy in what they're doing. So why we have to become unhappy? You have to say what is you are. Sometimes we behave, what we are not. That is where the problem comes. Where somebody say this, somebody say that, not like that. You got to be what you are, honestly, and Krishna is happy for you. Somebody can travel around the world and preach. Somebody can stay in the own temple and do puja. And Prabhupada says, in Krishna consciousness there is no difference whether you are sweeping temple or whether you are building temple. In Krishna consciousness both are same. And where the difference comes, whether you are sweeping, whether you are teaching, whether you are cooking, everything is same in Krishna consciousness. But where the difference comes, who can tell where the difference comes?
In the consciousness.
In the consciousness.
Yeah.
The Shastra says, your intention. What is your intention? You sweep temple, what's your intention? You come, cook, what is your intention? So your inner motive is more important than whatever you do. So your inner motive should be very clear. That is to be a very good devotee of Krishna. That's it. So you have to study about yourself. That's why out of the knowledge, the 20 things, Krishna speaks about knowledge in the 13th chapter. One of that, he says, you got to sit in a solitary place. You sit by yourself and think, think about yourself. That, what am I, what am I? Krishna consciousness, there are many things are there in Hare Krishna. What I really like to do, you just have to sit and think, find out.
Maharaj, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I have one question regarding...
So you got the answer from the previous question,
Yeah.
Okay.
You said, traditionally the boys will go to the Guru and he will kind of see kind of nature. And you also spoke that we should take shelter of seniors who are more advanced, who can tell us. But then you also mentioned how we should study about ourselves and see who am I, and how do we do that in ISKCON? Because in ISKCON, to me, maybe that's just my personal view, it's very difficult to, like traditionally you have a guru who actually cares for you, takes responsibility, and then he makes a nice choice for you. In ISKCON, I don't see that so much because the guru is somewhere else, he doesn't see me, and then the authorities, they might have some other motives. Then, so
in the Shastra, ISKCON is an organization to give you the platform to practice your bhakti, and all kinds of people are joining ISKCON movement. But there is a platform. The education is coming from that platform. So now in your life, you have to understand that there is no difference between Diksha Guru and Siksha Guru. There are 6 ways to get liberated from this world: studying the Vedas, controlling your senses, being free from any kinds of violence, and then you accept